Brotherly Gaming! Game Change World stuff. Game Change World.
Player selected. Begin.
You know, one of the things I do know is even after Armageddon was released, even though I didn't actually play it, where they were acquired by Warner Brothers. That was the first game
That's right, yes.
Yeah, that was the first game Warner Brothers actually had put their license on.
And since Warner Brothers went in on Mortal Kombat, we got the amazing...
Mortal Kombat Vs DC? Is that the one?
Yeah. Mortal Kombat Vs DC.
That is my favorite. That's honestly, I played that one with Nick.
Yeah.
So much.
That's a great
game. I mean, it was that, you know, and you want to speak about scantily clad. Every time you beat the person down, layers of their clothes rip.
Yes.
And like almost rip off.
That was
like,
super epic. Yeah, I remember that. I remember
Good
being
thing-
like, oh man, we gotta fight Catwoman.
Yeah,
Catwoman, she gets jacked up, her clothes start falling off, and they just have little pieces hanging on. So campy, and yeah, and it just furthers on. They played the people that were the biggest opponents of the game in the media.
Yeah.
And it was like they wouldn't stop doing it. And it was really a good example of to where, you know, you don't need to let what the society thinks is bad.
Yeah.
Because it's where everyone puts their money. So you have all these big outlets that are saying, oh, Mortal Kombat is sexist and it's violent and all this other things. Well, they're making millions upon millions of dollars and created a franchise of gaming that changed gaming in a huge way. And that continues to move on and make money and make new games and re-innovate. I mean, Mortal Kombat was the first game that you got competitive play. That you had tournaments where people were entering tournaments and putting down money and making money and have it being televised.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. It's the first fighter to do that.
Yeah, definitely. And with one, I'm not too sure. Warner Brothers probably put their spin on it because they realized that the people that they have, Superman, Catwoman, Batman, these are people that are combatants. And then they saw that this is, nowadays we're talking kind of much later in the future.
Yep. Because with the Warner Brothers teaming up with Midway Games, we ended up getting the spinoff of just DC. What's the...
Injustice.
Yeah, Injustice. So we ended up getting Injustice 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And that would have never happened if Warner Brothers didn't team up with Midway way back in the day.
And the funny thing is, too, is both of those games are actually developed by NetherRealm Studios.
Yep.
Just one of them is nothing but Warner Brothers characters, and the other one is... It's a good split. You got the good people, because you had Raiden, Liu Kang. You actually had Shang Tsung for the Shaka Zit.
Yeah.
And the Shaka
Zoot.
And he had
ridiculous.
And he had Raiden, and before we even touch on Injustice, MK vs. DC also introduced. You had the close combat where you would grab the opponent and just try to press the button that they're not pressing, because if they pressed it, they would reverse it. Just fighting and fighting and fighting. And they also introduced kind of what you can describe as now, which is now the X-ray moves. It was actually rage. It would just, your person would stomp their foot on the ground, and they would have this golden glow push the other person away, and you could hurt them, but you could not knock them down, you could not grab them, you could not do anything unless the other person was raged.
You couldn't break a combo either, right?
You could do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You could hurt the person, and they would only take half as much damage. But that was the first time they had done that, so that was great.
And the only thing that I remember having a problem with the Mortal Kombat versus DC game is that it was rated T for teens.
Yeah, they didn't want to see
the Warner Brothers didn't want Superman getting his head ripped off or whatever,
or Batman being cut in half.
Yeah, and it was too bad. That would have been super awesome. Like, I know the game really did well. But I feel it would have been it would have made a lot more money if they would have gone with that mature rating, because, I mean, I remember the fatality with the Joker And he would like pull out the gun and he'd be like, oh, and he would shoot it and it would just say like, bang. And I don't even remember what happens after that.
After it goes...
Because I was like, what? This is stupid. Like...
After the bang, it pans the camera towards the Joker and he pulls out a real weapon and just bam.
That's right. And he shoots them off screen, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't even show. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he's the only DC character that actually has a fatality. Everyone else has a brutality.
Really?
Like Superman would beat you into the ground and things like that.
That's right.
And then everyone else would do the fatality. And they weren't even really... They just didn't move.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that they were dead because they're superheroes. They're
exactly.
probably just unconscious or something.
Yeah. They didn't really kill the DC heroes. They're just unconscious.
Well, when Warner Brothers is putting their name on it, they're like, you better damn well go with what we're saying. We don't want to see our characters killed. Your character is fine. You did your own thing. But with us, we've been established for a long time.
And honestly, even though that call really like sucked for me anyway, I was like, oh man, this is ridiculous. It moved forward. You know, if that wasn't part of the deal, Warner Brothers they might have said, nah, dude, we're not going to do this, and then we wouldn't have gotten Injustice 1 and 2. And then we get a fast forward after the Warner Brothers and Midway team up to 2011, where we got Mortal Kombat, just plain old Mortal Kombat. It was the 9th game in the franchise, but it restarted Mortal Kombat. All the storyline that was before that, they went, nope, we're going to go ahead and we're going to tell the tale of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 in Mortal Kombat 9. I was so happy that they did that. It was so good because that way, you know, all the shenanigans that kind of happened and like, you know, the Deadly Alliance and stuff like that, where it was like, really, what's happening? This guy's going to another realm, and this guy's going here, and this god gets killed, Outworld, and so they say, you know what? They pull an X-Men, and they say, we're erasing the past, and we're redoing it. And it was so good, because what I remember most is the storyline in Mortal Kombat 9. And that was the first fighting game that I have played to this day, that started a story and continued it into the next games that go in the fighting game and had it actually be good. You know, because I mean, and I know we're talking about Injustice a lot, but it's because they're basically, you know, the same companies making these games. But it started this. It started the storylines that are so good in Injustice 2. Injustice 2 storyline is ridiculous. And so is the Mortal Kombat storyline in Mortal Kombat 9. It's so much fun. You go through, you get cutscenes and cinematics, and you have like 2 to 3 fights of a character, then you switch to the other character. Yeah. And it takes the story and it goes, and you get to play the storyline and play all the different characters and kind of take that time. And keep in mind, they're short stories, you know, it's not like it's going to be a 40-hour-long storyline or anything. It lasts like 5 hours at the most, depending on what level you're playing it on. But it gets you, it got you introduced to the characters again. Yeah. And so you could go through and play the storyline as almost as a tutorial. And you're like, oh man, I really like playing with that guy. And then you pick that guy and you get good at him and you learn the combos and you figure out the fatalities and the brutalities. Yeah, exactly. It was a blast, man. I loved Mortal Kombat 9.
I like the illumination of the story. Yeah. You'd play like the good guys.
Yep.
And then they would show what's going on in the Netherrealm and Outworld. Oh man, they would show these 2 different things and how the stories collide.
Yep.
And that was great. And I honestly think had it not have been for Warner Brothers to kind of push them in a direction of this kind of thing,
might not have happened.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it really like showed them that you can, if you have a good story to go with it, you could still have a good game. You could still have a good fighting game.
Yep. It's one of those things that really took Mortal Kombat and just kept making it better over time. And that's why. It's one of the games that changed the world. It really is. It continually got better and better and better, and there wasn't reskins of the same game over and over and over again, and just adding a little mechanic here, or adding a little character here. You know, it's just tweaking and making this game a game that is so tweaked and so fine-tuned that there's competitive play. Like, that's the main thing that I take away from Mortal Kombat, is it's so good that there's people that make their living off playing Mortal Kombat. It's insane.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, though, because if I could make a living playing Mortal Kombat, believe me, for dude, sure. Like, would I want a job? No, I want to play Mortal Kombat. Why do you play Mortal Kombat? I just play video games because I make a lot of money doing it. That's right.
in Mortal Kombat 9 where we got characters that were not related to Mortal Kombat that already existed. And so that was super cool.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, the PlayStation 4 got Kratos from God of War, and the Xbox got Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's right.
And that was badass, and that was super cool. And it showed, companies that, hey, if we let these people, buy some rights to these characters, we can get a little percentage in and make some money off of this,
dude.
And it's good.
With Kratos on the PlayStation, the God of War, the guy that dismembers people, the guy that was basically already in, and why he wasn't in a Mortal Kombat game sooner. If you're gonna go around decapitating people and cutting arms off and legs off and everything like that,
Kratos is your boy. They turned into a game to where there's exciting things in these downloadable content. And I am a really picky guy when it comes to DLC and buying things that get added on after a game, just because companies pull shenanigans. They take content out on purpose.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not playing this game with these people. I'm not going to give them my money if they're going to strip content away that should have been in the original game. But with these, they didn't do that. I didn't feel that they did that anyway. I don't think they were like, hey, let's put Kratos in here. Now let's hold him off for a DLC. They could have. But the thing is the game was worth its money before the DLC anyway. So it was like, hell yeah, I'll put down some money and get some extra characters. And all the extra crap they had, they had all the challenge towers.
Yeah.
And that was super cool.
Yeah,
I want to
Test Your Might.
Yeah, Test Your Might was in it.
Man.
And it was cool. You had all this extra content stuff in here. I remember the crypt being super cool in Mortal Kombat 9. It had different areas that you had to go and you would unlock. And then there was little things within the crypt that you could explore. And that was a cool little, that was worth $5 in and of itself. And that was including the original game. That could have been DLC.
It added on to your game.
But they didn't do it. And they put it on the game and they made it super cool. It was fun.
Yeah, definitely. And, how many crypt items were there?
Dude, there's over 600. It's 660 or something like that. It was absolutely crazy. The amount of things that were in it. I could be completely wrong, to be honest. It might have been more a couple of thousand. When you ask me and I say 6, I feel like I might be way off.
Well, you think about it too, because in the crypt of Mortal Kombat 10, it's unlocking the the BGMs.
Yeah.
For the stages, and there's tons of stages.
Yep.
And then just character what do they call it, concept art.
Oh, yeah, all the concept art that was available. I'll tell you what, if you're watching this and you know off the top of your head without looking it up online how many items there were in the crypt, I'll give you a shout out in the next video. I was about to say I'll give you a gift card, but I don't trust you crazy people online not to not look it up.
Yeah, right.
And then online, online play was super cool. I do remember having issues, and I don't know if it was just me. It could have been just me because I don't remember a lot of people being upset about it. But I remember having a lot of connectivity issues in the beginning, but after 2 weeks, it all cleared itself out. So that could have been me. It could have just been that there was tons of people trying to play online, and they just didn't have the server capability. But yeah, that game sold a lot. That game made a lot of money. And tag teams. You could tag team.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so you and your friend. And I remember, the girlfriend I had at the time, we would tag team Mortal Kombat all the time. And it was super fun. Me and my homies would tag team Mortal Kombat. And we had a blast. But, hey, man, let's go against the tower on hard. And we would tag team the tower. And then when we got a group of guys together, we would all tag team each other. And we'd be like, all right, me and Steven against you and you. And it was cool. It was that's just one of those aspects of things that they add. They didn't let this game become stagnant. They didn't keep giving us the same thing over and over again, like certain games I won't mention in this video do. It's just it shows their dedication to the fan base, and it shows their dedication to making games that change games all over the world.
Yeah,
and and it makes Mortal Kombat's one of those games that makes other developers okay, we gotta step our game up. We got to do something different. We got to think of something new, and it just creates that ultimate form of competition.
Definitely,
and the capitalistic system within video games, to where if you're not making things that people want, you're going to go out of business. Man. And if you're not innovating things, and someone else is, you're going to fall off.
You're gonna try to tag along, and you're gonna try to keep up with it, and you're not gonna do as good as the original was. You can tag along 5 years later.
Yep.
And I guarantee you that if someone made a Mortal Kombat clone, not like Killer Instinct, because it's different. It's the combos and not like Street Fighter. But if you try to honestly base it on Mortal Kombat and you try to put lore to these people, one, no one's gonna know who it is.
Nope.
They're not gonna know these people. So are they gonna be hesitant to buy the game? Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can either pick between that, or the next topic of Mortal Kombat 10 and XL.
Yep.
And these people are gonna put out this game that's I have MKXL and I don't even need that. MKX was already a plenty game.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, and they're not going to be able to do that.
Yep.
Like they're just, and they don't have Warner Brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they have no story,
right? And we could talk about Mortal Kombat 9 for days. But let's get in because we're gonna want to talk about Mortal Kombat X and XL. So XL was released Mortal Kombat X was released in 2015, and then a year later XL came out, or I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years later. I could be wrong on this, but XL came out and they just had all the content in one game that you could buy at once.
All the DLC. Was it kind of worth full price? Seeing how I bought it as MKXL but playing MKX here. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I would buy them if I didn't own Mortal Kombat XL right now. I would buy it at full price.
Dude.
Yeah, I don't know how much it costs now, but even if it went down like $30, I would still buy it at regular price. If they were selling it at regular price, 3 years later. Yeah.
The funny thing about that is you got 6 new characters completely unlocked at the start because you had had Alien, you had Predator, Leatherface, Jason Voorhees, Tremor, and you had Tanya.
Yeah.
And
take that a bit slower.
So
take that a bit slower because that is something that we can't gloss over.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, those DLC characters were crazy.
So
cool.
Warner Brothers in mind, you had Alien.
Alien. He's not my favorite DLC character. How many times I kick your butt with Alien? He was frustratingly. The Alien was so good, and he needed to be good. He's a xenomorph for Christ's sake.
Right.
It was so much fun, and the spitting acid and acid tail whip, and taking aspects of what the xenomorphs would do in the movies.
Yeah,
it was so crazy.
I think honestly, the most frustrating thing was you as Predator.
Oh, I loved Predator. The Predator
with that
character.
Jumping claw
Oh
thing,
my god!
Slam on the other side, or doing that shoulder cannon for the brutality. Just blast the head off. Nice and seamless, smooth.
We put a lot of hours in Mortal Kombat XL,
dude,
and it was worth every moment.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't want any of that time back.
No, not at all. That was so much fun playing with you. And all of our other friends at your old house too. You've been here for a minute. You've been here for a while.
Yeah.
And
so much fun
doing that. And so you had Alien and you had Predator. You had Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So cool.
Pretty fitting character.
Yeah, he works.
Definitely. And then you had the man, Jason Voorhees.
The man. Yes.
Jason Voorhees.
Yes.
Tremor, who was a Mortal Kombat original character.
Tremor was super cool too in this one.
I remember you practicing with him and getting good with him.
Yeah.
And stomping us.
I was like, I'm gonna get good with Tremor and I'm gonna figure out how to use this guy as a fighter. And I put some time into it, and he was a character that was not easy to learn how to play. And it was totally worth it. To be able to switch to his gold mode and then his lava mode and use the different things. It was difficult. It really was.
And that ground tremor was and you can't dodge it. You can jump and you cannot block it whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then they had Tanya.
It was so much fun.
Tanya with her staff where she would sit on top of it and swing it over or hit the person and flip them over.
Oh wait, no, Jade.
No, it's Tanya.
Was it Tanya?
It's Tanya.
Okay. Was Jade in?
Jade was in it? No.
Jade was not in it, right? She was in Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Both those games were so good. I get them intertwined every once in a while.
Yeah, I just honestly, the difference between Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat 10 is the graphical improvement because it looks amazing.
Beautiful. It really does.
When you win as a character, after you fought for 2 rounds, even after 30 seconds, if you look at the character, they've got all this sweat all over them and things like that, or if a fatality or brutality was to come into play, you got the blood all over you.
Right.
And it was great.
So good.
And
so good.
A fun fact, my girlfriend Cammy.
Mm-hmm.
She beat me, and this is Mortal Kombat 10 is my absolute favorite.
Oh yeah.
I'm so good at it. She beat me 16 times in a row.
Your lady beat you in Mortal Kombat?
She beat me as Scorpion. She beat me as Sub-Zero. She beat me as Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
She beat me as Liu Kang. Liu Kang, of all people!
This girl is a keeper.
Exactly, as Liu Kang. She beat me as Jack. She beat me as freaking Kano.
Good God.
Anybody, dude, I was like, I don't even know how to play anymore. I want to play Total Khan. And I got smacked up.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. And Mortal Khan. Okay, so we haven't talked yet about all the new characters that came out in Mortal Kombat 10. That was super cool. And I remember people complaining about this. But see, this just shows, I really like when games keep moving on and keep doing different things. But I really, really liked how they had the kids of these main characters that came in.
Oh,
like that was super cool, dude.
Yeah, like Cassie Cage and Jackie Briggs.
Jackie Briggs. And then Kenchi's, I can't remember his name, but Kenchi's son was in it.
Oh, Takeda.
Dude, Takeda was a badass character.
Then you had
too.
Kung Jin, who was the nephew of Kung Lao.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, those were the four of like the new task force. That was based on the story that was in Mortal Kombat X. It was super cool, man. I dug it a lot.
Do you remember the part in Mortal Kombat in MKX when that task force went and fought Sub-Zero?
Yes.
And you played Sub-Zero and fought all of them.
Sub-Zero.
So when he single-handedly kicked two people's asses, what makes you think the third and fourth person could possibly take
I know,
him
right? It was
he
funny.
Just smashed
racks.
Like he just beat the living hell out of two
so
people.
good.
So it's like, I'm gonna try my luck. And he just single-handedly kicked all of their asses, and that's also where you saw Frost. Because he froze Frost
really
because she was going to
cool.
go in and kill Cassie Cage.
Yep.
From Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade as their daughter. And since Sonya was the general of Earthrealm, he wasn't going to do anything like that, and it caused conflict again.
Yeah. And see, that's also one of those great things about when you get a game franchise that just keeps its player base and keeps on moving. You develop these little tidbits that are in the game that people super appreciate. And I know like Frost is one of my guilty pleasure characters. Like she's really not that great of a character.
I was about to say,
but she's so much fun. Like when she's one of those ones where you kind of have to learn because a lot of her moves are like back instead of forward or down.
Yeah.
So she's one of the characters where you really have to try to get into it and figure out how to play her. But man, she was one of my favorites. She really was because it was like challenging to learn how to play with her. And to like, even if you have these characters that like people like me with Frost like really appreciate, would love to play, they still put them in the game. You still get to see them as an NPC and they're still involved in it. So you know like, oh, maybe she's coming in the next one, you know? And or maybe she's coming in as DLC or something like that. If
it's coming in the next one, I want to play Rain.
I know,
because
right?
Rain was in the story and was a non-playable character.
Rain was in the story, just like how Frost was.
He had a badass moveset with the lightning and.
Oh man, Rain was one of my also characters that I don't think Rain was a super good character, but he was super fun to play. I know, right?
Like,
yeah,
he was
it was just so much cool stuff.
That just shows the creativity.
Shoot the water.
Yeah, the water, the lightning. He controlled. He controlled elements.
Yeah, he was an element.
And that's what also makes him because Frost is, she's ice. I've, other than Raiden, never seen anyone that actually controlled weather. Because all he controls is lightning. He doesn't control water.
Right? Yeah, it was just, even though, you could tell they were just pulling from everything that they could, we wanted them to pull from everything that they could, like, oh yeah, hell yeah, give us Chameleon. Give us something that changes all the colors and you can do the things. It was super cool. And I know there's people out there that could hate on it, but all the new characters that they introduced, I always love. And I really liked what they did. I'll give them out special kudos for what they did with Cyrax and Sector and whatever the other robot's name is in Mortal Kombat X. Smoke, yeah, thank you, Smoke. Because they made Smoke a robot, that's right.
They made him a cyborg.
And so they gave you one character, and they took that aspect from Deadly Alliance, and they said, okay, well, we have this one character, but we'll give them 3 different styles, and each style is that different robot, Smoke, Sector, and Cyrax. Yeah. And he was a DLC character, too. He wasn't in the original one.
Triborg.
Thank you.
MKX,
Yeah,
Triborg.
and, oh boy, I was so happy. Get the chills, dude. Get the chills talking about this.
Man,
it's crazy. It's so much fun. It brings back all those memories too. And there's so
sitting
much.
around on all those couches with the one chair that you had.
Yup.
And we got the big screen there. Yeah, that was a ton of fun, man.
Yeah,
playing
so
with
much.
Jordan and Ruby would never play.
Yeah, right? You get all
We'd
pissed
sit around
off. And that's the thing. That's what this game did. And that is one of the things that I really feel that gaming is missing. We got away from it. The buddies sitting around the couch or sitting around in a circle, bringing out the chairs from the dining room and sitting around in a circle. Like Mortal Kombat's one of the only games that still gets people to get out and do that nowadays.
Probably the last time I honestly did that was maybe as a kid, the Super Nintendo and the N64, but as an adult because I own 2 N64s.
Right.
It's a ton of fun to sit around and do that. And I honestly feel like because I could play those games on the N64 with you guys.
Yeah.
And Cammy. She loves to play Mortal Kombat.
Hell yeah, man.
And why not play the best Mortal Kombat, to me personally, in the whole franchise?
Yeah, because when you get people that are really into games like me and you, we'll play 007 GoldenEye still. We'll play Mario Kart still. We'll whip out the old consoles and we'll all sit around. I know we've had multiple times where we'll play the new Xbox edition Halo Chief.
Yeah,
and play the Halos and stuff like that. But why is it that now in the year 2015 and above, we ain't getting stuff like that anymore? We're not getting games that make people want to come together. I want that. If you're a developer and you're watching this, you do that again. Because it's what we want. I love hanging out with the buddies, cracking some beers and having some fun. Go, what do you want to do tonight? We could go out. Hey, we could play Mortal Kombat. Hell yeah, we could play Mortal Kombat. Let me pick up a sixer and head on over.
Yeah.
It's a blast. It really is.
Yeah, it kind of brings gaming back to its roots. It started out being the most controversial game to being one of the most appreciated, multiple award-winning games of all time. It's probably the most decorated fighting game of all time.
Yeah, it is. I actually looked it up. I cheated and I looked it up, and it is the most decorated, award-winning fighting game ever.
I just pulled it out of my head.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Damn.
Yep.
Okay.
And it deserves it. By all means, it deserves it.
Man, it just gets better.
It's crazy. And then, we get so excited about it. All the other characters that they introduced, like Aaron Black, and the Devora. Thank you. Yep, Devora. the insect girl.
Yeah.
Man. And we got the new bad guy. He escapes my memory. His name. Kotal Khan.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, Shao Kahn's son, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so maybe they did that with that. My memory escaped. He wasn't one of my favorite characters, but I did try to fight with him. He's super strong, dude. At work. Yeah.
By him because we have Mortal Kombat 10 at work.
We
actually have XL.
Lucky son of a gun.
So we played that constantly, and it's fun. See, and that's the thing too. Other than sitting around with your friends, even though it's at work, there's actually 5 of us a day at 12:30 gathered around our PS4 or whatever.
Oh man!
Just to play Mortal Kombat.
I wish. It
was all from a donation that one of the guys from Tech gave. He never played it, brought it there. I played it. Saw other people that were like, "Oh, you play?" I'm like, "Yeah." Got in there. I'm probably
you play? But oh boy, you don't even know.
I'm probably maybe second or third best player out of everyone that I played. There's 2 people that I could beat. There's Alfredo and Chris Young.
Nice.
And they dominate me every time, and it's fun to lose.
See, it almost makes you want to get good again. Because I used to be super good at Mortal Kombat, but just stuff happens, life happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can't really concentrate on things like you want to. But man, it does. Just talking about it, I'm like, I want to plug this sucker in and get good again. Get 3 characters and just whoop butt with 3 characters.
Let's do it.
I know, right? I'd be down. And I think we had 33 characters. In this one in total, and
I think
it was it was
it's a healthy
good,
roster,
man. It is. It's a healthy roster. And I think fighting games should take note and I think floating it around 22 to 35 is a really good. You don't get overwhelmed because having 63 characters in Armageddon, that was overwhelming, and I was like, man, I don't even have time. I'm just gonna pick some people. I'm gonna play with these people, and if I don't like them, I'll go to someone else real quick.
Yeah.
But if I like them, I'll just stick with them, and I wanted to play everybody in Mortal Kombat XL because all of them were so good, and that's hard to do. That's super hard to do, to have a roster of 30, more than 30 characters, and balance them enough to where it's completely possible to win against anybody with anybody. You know, like it is. It's like to do that takes so much. Like their testers and R&D must have put so much time into it to get it to this level. Too. Yeah, and they all have 4 brutalities and 2 or 3 fatalities apiece. Some have 2, some have 3.
Yeah, I think so. And then they all do 1 stage fatality.
Because they all do stage fatalities. I think in the DLCs you got like classic fatalities and classic outfits.
Skins. Yeah,
it was legit. And honestly, folks, I mean, me and this guy, we could talk about this for 4 hours. But if you want to have a convo, go ahead and hit us up in the comments. I would love to talk about this game with any of you.
Yeah.
And, you know, and maybe we'll be able to sit down. I know our schedule's mixed, but maybe we'll be able to sit down and do some Let's Plays.
Yeah, let's say maybe
that'd be super fun. I would like that, actually. We'll have to do that. We'll set up a time. I'm bringing the Hitman Let's Plays to you. I'm going to upload one this week. And this video will be uploaded next week. So you'll be hitting it around the end of March. But we'll try to get a Let's Play video in by like mid of April, and we'll get one out for you.
I'm going to hold you to that.
I'm going to do it, I promise. So once again, folks, thank you so much. This is Final Notice Media, and I appreciate you spending your time with me. I appreciate you. Those are sick-ass shoes, dude.
Thanks, patent leather Converse. And they're actually branded, too. These are actually Chuck Taylors. I got them from Men's Warehouse.
Man, are those fucking
Jaws socks? What the fuck is this?
Yeah, man, these have sharks on them. No, don't drink that. That whiskey's been out for like 5 days. So good because what I remember the most, fucking buggers.
Mortal Kombat as in Shaka-Zeet!
Yeah.
I meant